How's it going, gamers? It's RebelX here in the War Room, and today we're looking at Battlefield Hardline. Gameplay Tips and Tricks Part 2. This is where we're looking at the type of rifles you should get when you're playing as a sniper if you're not into the whole bolt-action rifle thing. And also, too, is that what type of weapon you should get when playing as the Enforcer for either side. So let's quickly get into those weapons right here, right now. Alright gamers, let's look at the sniper class, and for that, let's look at the thieves first. So first of all, if you love bolt-action rifles for either side, stick with the beginning bolt-action sniper rifles. They're very powerful and very good guns. However, if you're not a fan of those guns, I recommend you should first look at the PTR 91 for the criminals. This is a single-shot rifle. This gun packs a serious punch. This is like I said, this is a single-shot rifle, so you're going to have to pump the trigger. The accuracy of this rifle, though, is that of a bolt-action sniper rifle without having to worry of having to constantly, cock back the bolt of the gun. This is a great weapon to combine a grip and a laser dot sight with, and as you can see right here, if you just a few pump of the rounds, if you aim for the chest or the head, you will down an enemy in 2 to 3 shots. This is a 21 round clip. I've killed up to probably 5 enemies with this gun before I had to reload a clip. This is an excellent gun for both taking down enemies very, very quickly, or even causing suppression against your opponents as well. So I highly recommend that if you are a big fan of snipers or their abilities, but you're not a big fan of the bolt-action rifle for the criminals, I highly recommend you get the PTR 91. It is an excellent, excellent rifle to use. Alright gamers, let's now look at the cops. Now, as I said before, if you love the bolt-action sniper rifles, the beginning bolt-action sniper rifle for the cops is very well made. However, if you're not a fan of that, I recommend you should probably look into the SR25 ECC. This is, once again, a single-shot rifle, so you're going to have to pump the trigger the same as you would for the PTR. However, the differences between these guns is that this weapon has a higher velocity round. It packs more of a punch that I've seen. I can down up to a couple enemies with just 2 shots. It has a little bit higher recoil. However, once you get a laser dot sight or a grip that fixes the problem right away, this gun easily is one of the most powerful rifles the police officers have on their side of their force. I've been able to hold back groups of enemies, squads of enemies with this gun because, first of all, they drop enemies very, very quickly, but also the suppression, keeping an enemy down, blurring their vision. This is an excellent gun to use. Now, as you can see right here, I am pumping the trigger. Only about 2 to 3 rounds is all it takes to down an enemy with this weapon. So, if you love playing as a sniper class for the cops and you love their abilities but don't like the bolt-action rifles, I highly recommend you get this gun. This gun will pack a punch, it will knock enemies flat out, and it's a great weapon to use when playing on the defensive as well, because as I said, the enemies coming to you, you can take them out as they come to you. This is a great weapon to hold down the line, waiting for teammates to back you up. So, if you love using sniper abilities but don't like the bolt-action rifle, I highly recommend you get the SR25 ECC for the police officers. Also too, gamers, when you're playing as a sniper for either side, make sure you're always putting on laser trip mines in strategic areas. When you're defending or when you're on the attack and when you think an enemy is going to come through a corridor or not, try to place them low on the ground so enemies will not see them. These are great weapons to use to hold back the enemy. And also too, you also get a nice little surprise extra bonus kill. And who doesn't like those? Alright gamers, now let's look into the Enforcer classes. Now the first Enforcer class we're going to look into is for the Thieves. Now for many gamers out there, they love to buy shotguns, but the weapon I recommend you get is the HK51. Now this gun is easily a very high powerful weapon. This is probably one of the best close quarters weapons I have used so far in this game. Now the reason why is because, first of all, this gun has a very high recoil. You don't get any grips for this gun yet at the beginning. You don't even get a laser dot sight. So make sure if you have any vouchers around here, you use the vouchers on this weapon. The HK is easily a very high velocity gun at both close and medium range. I have downed up to 3 enemies with 1 clip with this gun. Not even aiming down the sights, just blasting away at enemies with this gun. It feels like you're basically firing a cannon when you're firing this weapon. This is an excellent weapon to use if you have to burst fire this weapon at medium and long range. Aim for the chest or the head. About 3 or 4 rounds will down an enemy very, very quickly if you are accurate. The other thing too is that this gun in particular can actually heavily damage vehicles. Not armored heavy vehicles, but regular civilian vehicles. This is a great weapon to use when trying to take down police officers or those sports cars. This is a great weapon to use at close quarters combat. Now, for the police officers, the weapon I recommend you get for that is, aside from a shotgun, is of course the H-CAR. Now, the H-CAR works very similar to that of the HK. However, the difference between this is that this gun I've found is to be a little bit more accurate, but has a little higher recoil. Once again, if you have any vouchers around, I recommend you try to attach a laser dot sight or a grip to gain more control and less recoil. But once again, this is a close quarters to medium range rifle. This is a great weapon to use in CQ. I have downed up to probably 4 or 5 enemies with this gun with one clip because it just rips them apart very, very quickly at close range. Medium and long range, and not too bad either. If you burst fire like you did with the HK, you're going to take down enemies very quickly. I've also noticed too is that this is a great weapon to take people when they're on the run, or when you only have a few seconds to spot them at a distance. This can pop them very, very quickly. So be sure you're constantly dropping down ammunition for yourself, so you're giving yourself extra ammo along with your teammates as well. This is a great weapon to use at CQC, so be sure to utilize both these guns when you're at medium or close range maps. You will down the enemies very quickly, unlock grips and laser dot sights to increase the power and the control of these weapons. Alright gamers, that's all the time we have for today here in the War Room. Feel free to check out more of our gameplay tips and tricks vids on Battlefield Hardline. We're doing a lot more very, very soon. Until then, we'll see you guys next time here in the War Room.